So let's talk about the first one, which is the rise of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is the ability of a computer, to be controlled to do a certain task, and this task is not done by humans, obviously, because they require human intelligence. So how it works is that you know human beings are able to write specific instructions for these computers to perform tasks, right? So because they've been able to write specific tasks, specific instructions and functions, they are able to train these computers, or train this machine, and that's the process called machine learning, where the the um, the computer or the system you're training would learn from a pool of information. So you're training the model. So it's called a model. You're training the model to be able to perform certain tasks. So you're going to be feeding with things like data. Um, yeah, you're going to be feeding with a lot of data so that it can make informed decisions with the task that it will be assigned to perform. But a common one that we would see in our world, or in our era today, is the advent of ChatGPT, right? Which is OpenAI's chatbot. So these are things that I'm sure we're very familiar with. So ChatGPT is obviously OpenAI's version of leveraging AI technology to make decisions for humans, right? To perform tasks for humans, right? And there are a lot of iterations out there, like Bard, which is Google's version of ChatGPT as well. But the essence of artificial intelligence in digital marketing, or in the digital era, right, is to make sure that you're using it to your advantage. So if you are a digital marketer and you want to leverage um, artificial intelligence, right, you will be looking at things like, oh, how can I use this AI tool to give me, I don't know how to use ChatGPT. Okay, how can I use OpenAI, or use this artificial intelligence tool to um, to plan my digital marketing strategy? How can I use it to draft a campaign, a media campaign? How can I so I'm just giving you examples of prompts that you can feed to a lot of these AI tools, that it would give you results as a digital marketer. So you can ask, how can I create a pitch deck? How can I create a marketing campaign? How can I create a compelling email newsletter? Things that are in your scope of, okay, things that are in your scope of work, right? And how you can just leverage these artificial intelligence tools to give you, ideas or insights into how you can amplify the value of your work. I have two questions. Type your questions in the chat box, and I'll see it. So Angela is asking, how do I use ChatGPT? Okay, I'm just going to do like a very short um, example in this class, but that will be before I go to my next point. At the end of the class, I would highlight how you can use ChatGPT, Angela. So just remind me before the end of the class. Okay. So the third thing we're going to be talking about now is, I'm sorry, the second thing rather, it's not the third. I'm getting ahead of myself. So the second thing I'm going to be talking about now is like the metaverse. And if you're familiar with the metaverse or with what Facebook is doing, then if you're not, I'm going to give you an idea of what is happening in the metaverse and how you can leverage it in this digital economy. All right. So the metaverse is a hypothetical like iteration of like the internet, right? As a single or like a universal, um, think of it like that, of like this, right? It's a hypothetical iteration of the internet as a virtual world, and this isn't done via the use of virtual reality or like augmented reality headsets. And that is what the metaverse is. It's more like a universe, right? But you're leveraging virtual reality and augmented reality technology to have the experience of technology. Now, if you've ever had to use like the Meta's or Facebook's Oculus 3 or any of the Oculus versions, right? Or even played a virtual reality game, it's a very immersive experience where you are able to, you know, it interact with certain elements of what you are seeing as though it is real life, right? But because of that immersive experience, you're able to, you know, interact with certain elements of a product or certain elements of a device in a very immersive experience. I don't know if you're following, but the way we can now leverage this, how we can leverage, the metaverse in the digital era or as a digital marketer, right, is in the area of social, no, in the area of e-commerce, right? So think of it like this, right? If we had, let's still use the Jumia example. So if you were shopping on Jumia and you were shopping for a chair like an office chair that you can use for your workspace, right? And the pictures are not doing justice to you know how you want to how you want to see the chair. The pictures are like low quality, or you can only see you can only see the angle of the chair from the front, and you can't see from the back. It's just one picture that is there. It would also impact your purchasing decision, right? But think about it this way: if you could leverage the use of augmented reality now, which is also an element of the metaverse, right? You would be able to see what the chair looks like in 360 degrees. And how you can leverage augmented reality is basically embedding an um, AR is augmented reality, right? Leverage embedding the AR video into that section of the website, right? So the way it would work is that, so if you are on the description, um, if you're on description segment of the Jumia app, right, and then you click on, let's say you click on the pictures, right, you see the pictures, but there's also an option to see, the AR, the augmented reality version of what the product looks like. What that would enable you do is that once you click on that, you will be able to use your camera or your mobile camera to see it in your space, right? You can, once you click on that link or click on that option, it would enable you use your digital camera, your mobile camera to see how the chair would look like in your physical space, right? So it will be like you're opening your camera app now, and then you can see the chair inside your phone and seeing if you're putting your phone in your space and looking at it, you'll be able to see what the product looks like in reality. And that's one way we can leverage, augmented reality, which is an element of the metaverse, in digital commerce or digital marketing, where we're embedding augmented reality into platforms, into e-commerce, platforms, so that it can increase, the conversion rate of when a customer wants to shop. So, I just mentioned, gave you an example where if you were as a customer, you're only limited to like pictures, right? It will impact your purchasing decision. But if we included this augmented reality option, it would increase the chances of you buying a product, because now you know how the product would look like in your space. You can also even explore things like changing the color to see how it would look like in your space. And it just really increases your conviction and prompts you to buy the product. And remember, in the last class I mentioned that the expectation or the goal of every digital marketing campaign or every digital marketing strategy is to make sure that it converts to sales, because whatever you're doing has to make sure that it is leading to the sales of a product or a service. The third thing on the slide here is the increase in the popularity of social commerce. And what social commerce is basically the buying and the selling of goods and services through social media platforms. So it's leveraging social and commerce. So it's still under digital commerce, right? But it's leveraging social media platforms to sell goods and services. And it's very, very popular in today's digital era, where you have a lot of businesses selling their products or services on platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, I've not seen a lot of Facebook, but yes, they are on Facebook as well, like Facebook Marketplace. But you have a major like number of them on platforms like Instagram and WhatsApp, because like from WhatsApp has like a very massive adoption in this side of the world in Africa, where everyone, or at least almost everyone you come across, has a WhatsApp account, and you can reach them with your WhatsApp business. So a lot of businesses are leveraging social commerce to enable them make more sales online. This is basically businesses coming online to sell their products and their services. So if you had a shop, or if you have a shop rather, and you want to be able to reach more people online, right? Because I mentioned in the last class that there are over 4.92 billion, right? Over 4.92 billion people that are online on these social media platforms, and it would not be smart as a business owner to not leverage any of these social platforms to make your to read to like let your business sell your products or your services to the people that are on those platforms. So like I mentioned, it is like becoming very very popular today, and it is only a wise decision that every digital savvy business, or every business, leverages social commerce to sell their products and their services. So I'm going to give examples. Okay, I already did, but just for like a repeating, for the sake of repetition, right? Is I would advise that leverage products like Instagram, leverage products like WhatsApp as well, because these two social commerce platforms are platforms where you would find people, searching for people to buy their searching for people's businesses rather. So I'll give you an example now. If I saw, let's say I saw a lamp that I wanted to get, right? I saw it on, let's say, on a TV show, right? And I wanted to be able to find, and I wanted to be able to buy it in Nigeria here. The first place I'll be looking at is Jumia, right? Because that's like the biggest e-commerce platform in Africa, right? And if I don't get it on Jumia, I would be looking at alternatives to like going into alternative platforms as well, maybe like Konga or Gigi and the rest of them. And if I can't find what I'm looking for on those three platforms, right, I would have to go to a market, like a physical market, to go there to look for it, right? But at the same time, if I didn't want to make that decision to go to the market, my fourth alternative would be, searching on Instagram, right, for vendors that sell lamps. So I can just type hashtag lamp store, or hashtag lamp plug, or anything like that, and I'll be able to see like a couple of accounts that would come up that sell this product that I'm looking for. And the chances are that I would find what I'm looking for, because it's a social platform where people are posting a lot of their products, and it just makes sense that I would find what I'm looking for online. Hardly will it ever happen that you would find something on one e-commerce platform and you will not find it on another, because a lot of them are global. A lot of them are global e-commerce companies. So you would most likely find what you're looking for, depending on how rare, or how rare what you're looking for is. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is the shift to mobile, and this is still under the evolution of digital technology, right? This is under trends rather. These are the trends of the digital economy, right? So the fourth trend is the shift to mobile. If you've noticed, right, a lot of platforms, first of all, when they want to launch their products in the market, right? So let's use an example of a food delivery service. Let's use an example of a food delivery service. So if you look at platforms like let's still use Jumia. So Jumia has a food delivery service called Jumia Food, right? And it's essentially a food delivery service that enables you to buy food from restaurants near you. But at the same time, you also have access to things like pharmacies, like be able to buy products from pharmacies that are near you, or buy products from supermarkets that are near you. So that's with Jumia Food, right? Yeah, that's with Jumia Food. And what this enables people to do is that they are able to buy, products from businesses that are within their geographical location. And before these companies like Jumia would take their product to market, they would build the product. They would do a lot of research and ideation and testing before they take the product to the market, right? And when they're taking the product to the market in this case is not a physical market, right? It's just a term to say, taking the product out there so that people can use it, right? So when they're taking the product to the market, right, they are going to study, people's user experience with the product, right, and they are not going to be because they've done their research and seen the mass adoption of mobile, right. They are not going to be building their products to be hosted on a web application, right? They are going to be optimizing their products to be mobile applications. So the difference between a mobile application and a web application is that a mobile application is something that you can download on your phone, right? And a web application is something that it's an application that you can access via the web, via like their website, right? That's like a difference. So because of this shift to mobile, a lot of products and a lot of digital products, a lot of digital companies rather, are making sure that their products are more suitable for a mobile experience. Do you understand? So they are not thinking that, oh, people would be using their website or using their app on their laptops, but they are optimizing the design and the experience of their products for mobile usage, because in Africa, in globally, there's been a massive adoption of mobile, shifting from the web application to a more receptive adoption of mobile platforms. So more and more people are using their smartphones today, using their smartphones to access the internet, and this just means that if more people are using their smartphones to access the internet,